MTG.
Well, welcome to EDH Specials with the whole 2014 Commander set, and we are up to Built from Scratch because everybody loves Goblin and Artifacts. Gimme, gimme, gimme! The first ever Goblin Planeswalker too. He's in some sort of wheelchair as well. Yeah, I'll show you. Blew off his own legs. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, exactly. That's a goblin for you. Now, probably out of all the Planeswalkers, Daretti has the potential to see the most play in any constructed format. That's not Commander. +2. Discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. -2, which is the one I really like. Sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, there's been times when I have used this deck and I will just go, I will sack, let's say, Mykoth the Wellspring, I think it's called, and I will get back my Wurmcoil Engine that I put into the graveyard with Daretti's +2. And his -10 is you get an emblem with whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, return that card to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. Wow. So, also as being the lowest costing Planeswalker of them all, he really is actually one of the most powerful one of them all. If you know how to abuse artifacts with goblins in Legacy, I'm sure you might be able to find a way to fit him. Legacy or Vintage, I'm not sure. But let's see what we have here. So remember to like and subscribe and tell all your friends, and yes, we just love bringing this content to you. And trust me, it ain't cheap. But we do it all for you. And finally, what did you do?
Nothing.
Stewie did something, people.
I took a picture.
Of what?
Reefworm.
Of course you did.
Which you will find on our Instagram at 2DropMTG.
Instagram! Use it! So there's Daretti's emblem. We got some mirrors. Some goblins. We've got Worm Death Touch. Worm Lifelink for Wurmcoil Engine, which were never printed before, which is really cool. Another mirror. Flip them over. Goats. I know, right? Pentavite. Tuk the Returned. Pentavite. Goat. Get. Yeah, we all love goats. Not as much as chickens. Chockies! Let's see what we get here, eh? Because everybody knows that these decks are randomized every time. So if you're already familiar with the list, you'll know what's to come, but we just love opening this product for you, which is entertaining. Let's see what is in here. There's Daretti eating his spaghetti. Feldon of the Third Path. That's actually, if you really want to look up to some really, really good backstory of a card, look up Feldon of the Third Path. There was actually a fair bit on it in a lot of older sets. You just look into it. It's actually it's a tale of, I believe, the mask that he's holding, or the head he's holding there is like a construct of his late wife. So She will come back to me is the flavor text, which is pretty obvious. What's going on with the camera today? There we go. Bosch Iron Golem. And the card I wanted the most from this one, Goblin Welder. Tuk Tuk, the Explorer. Dualcaster Mage. Horde Smelter Dragon. Warmonger Hellkite. Tyrant's Familiar. Bogardian Hellkite. Bitter Feud. Impact Resonance. I've been up for nearly 48 hours playing Magic, so I might butcher a couple of these names. Chaos Warp, which is a really good card. Instant. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into his or her library, then reveals the top card of his or her library. If it's a permanent card, he or she puts it onto the battlefield. For 1 red 2, colourless instant speed. Sort of like a polymorph. Volcanic Offering. Word of Seizing. Magma Quake. Starstorm. Scrap Mastery. It's pretty much an artifact form of Living Death. Incite Rebellion. Blasphemous Act. Now everybody, what happens when you use Blasphemous Act on a full field of creatures while you have Soulfire Grandmaster on the battlefield? Think about it. 13 damage to each creature. If that hits 10 creatures, you will gain 130 health. BAM! And it costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield as well. I've seen people cast this for 1 regularly, so. I'm not even going to say I can't. It's, as I said, I've been up way too long playing Magic, and this actually was an uncommon when I first seen it in Modern Masters. It's quite a good card. Let's go diving for some junk, hey? Junk Diver. One of the invitational cards actually as well, Solemn Sinclair. Really, really good card, sees a lot of play. When Solemn Sinclair enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library, and when it dies, you may draw a card. It's a 2/2 for 4 colourless. And by invitational cards, if you do not know what that means, does everyone here love Dark Confidant, Snapcaster Mage, Meddling Mage? All invitational cards, all cards that were submitted by the winners of those respective tournaments, and they got to have their own cards made with them in the art. Some didn't work out as well as others, but we know what happened with this one and Snapcaster and Bob. Steel Hellkite. Oh, Wormcoil Engine. It's my first one. Tron, look out. Mere Battlesphere. Pentavus. Rubin Medallion. Jalatone. Trading Post, I love that card. Cage Sun. Spine of Ishsar. Flamekin Village. Not a fan of this card at all. Buried Ruin. Darksteel Citadel. And this is all just land really. Just flicker through this. We've got the artifact lands. Oh, okay. We got Flametongue Kavu, which completely dominated a standard season a few years ago. Well, everyone knows the Bolt test. In that season, it was, does it pass the Flametongue Kavu test? Because when Flametongue Kavu enters the battlefield, it deals 4 damage to target creature for a 4/2 for 1 red 3 anything. Think think of the tougher ones. The Value! Value City! Beetleback Chief. Ingot Chewer. Spite Bellows. Faithless Looting. Whip Flare. Mere Retriever. Mere Sire. Bottle Gnomes. Go put them back in the garden, people. Cathedral, I don't know, butchering it. Palladium Mere. Pilgrim's Eye. Everflowing Chalice. Panic Spellbomb. Soul Ring, which is in all of them. Wayfarer's Bubble. Fire Diamond. Ichor Wellspring. Liquid Metal Coating. Mindstone. Mythos Wellspring. Swiftfoot Boots. Commander Sphere. Pristine Talisman. Unstable Obelisk. Dreamstone Hedron. Lawseeker Stone. And the funny thing is, I was actually expecting to get a second one of these. It's a friend of mine that actually bought these before I did. He had 2 of these in his commander deck. Game of it. Shitty card too. So that's another commander video for you guys. Enjoy and like and subscribe as always. This is Jesse from 2DropMTG and peace out!